Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajina mam namaskuru mame veshyasi yas satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame veshyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Translation by His Divine Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is a wonderful verse. Actually, this similar to the verse in 9th chapter, 9.34. So in this 18th chapter, right, to emphasize the goal of surrender to Krishna, the essence of all the previous chapter is taught in this final chapter. It's a summarization. So from this 64, 65, and 66, these three verses, the most confidential knowledge of all, that is, he says, become a pure devotee of Krishna. What he says, always think of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship Krishna, offer all homage unto Krishna, and thus come to Krishna. So that means surrender to Krishna, do not fear sinful reactions. Do not fear that's what Krishna is telling. So the 65th verse, 18th chapter, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eveshyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage to me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. See what the guarantee which Krishna is giving, right? Just we have to do these four things. Is always think of Krishna, become his devotee, worship Krishna, and offer obeisances. And then he says, you will come to me without fail. There is no looking back. And he promises this. So Lord Krishna is revealing the most confidential knowledge here in this verse. He gives a formula to enter his abode. See, the puzzle of this material life is solved after reading this verse. We have so many difficulties, but just by reading this verse, we don't have to do very complicated things, right? Just these four things we have to do. The material life's the difficulties are automatically solved because we are clear in our mind what we have to do. Right? To go back, come back to it. So we get answer to whatsoever question we might be having in the life. See, everyone in this material world, no, they face the threefold miseries. And honestly, everyone is finding ways and means to overcome these threefold miseries. So ultimate solution to any problem is going back to Godhead. So all the sufferings, all the miseries stop once and for all by going back to Godhead. There's no need of this. So many other material difficulties. Krishna is also telling us how to go back to Godhead. How? He has given the steps. For he is asking us to think about him all the time, 24/7. Then he asked us to become his devotee. And he's telling us to offer him obeisances and worship him. So in this wonderful purport of this verse, Prabhupada says, life should be so molded that one will have the chance to think of Krishna. We should mold our life in such a way, organize a way of life, right? It's right from getting up in the morning till we go to bed. We should mold it that we have the chance to think of Krishna 24 hours. So one should arrange his life in such a way that around 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. Prabhupada very nicely explained to us Krishna's first instruction in this verse. That is, think of me always. So whether we are working people or whether we are students or even householders, we always wonder, no, how we can think of Krishna while we are working. A straight question. But acharyas like Prabhupada and all the spiritual masters, right? Again and again, they are helping us to achieve this goal. When it comes to following Krishna's four instructions in this verse, it can automatically be achieved. Okay, just by following 4 instructions of the acharyas. Number 1, attend Mangalarti. 2, chant the holy names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 3, read Bhagavad-gītā. And 4, read Srimad Bhagavatam. Just these 4 things can be achieved. So such great souls, no, in fact, they have studied the scriptures thoroughly and has very compassionately given us the essence in a very, very simple and very sublime form. So if we follow these instructions, it becomes easy for us to think of Krishna 24/7. As it is confirmed in Bhagavatam, right? 1:2:17. Nashtapraya Shobhadreshu, right? When we regularly study Srimad Bhagavatam and serve the pure devotees, what happens? All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. It cannot be revoked. See, my Guru Maharaj, he always insists that we will become free from all diseases if we are attending Mangalarti. We will become free from all diseases if we are attending Mangalarti. And secondly, he is telling, even if you are sick, okay, even if you are sick, and if you die during Mangalarti, there is nothing more auspicious than that. So by following these instructions sincerely, by the grace of Guru and Krishna, we will be able to tolerate the onslaught of all the miseries in this world. We can give up the sense gratification and surrender all works unto him, as it is insisted by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So such is the power of the instructions of Guru. See, these great souls, the Gurus, Prabhupada, right, they have shown us how to practically apply these instructions in our Bhagavad Gita, in our daily lives. We just need to realize the potency of these instructions and take them very, very seriously. See, whenever someone asks, okay, how long you are in Krishna consciousness? Immediately what we do? We count the number of years since we first heard about this philosophy and convey that as our level of experience. See, in essence, we do not understand what the word Krishna conscious actually means. It is actually very simple. Krishna consciousness means to be conscious of Krishna. Please understand this point. Krishna consciousness means to be conscious of Krishna. So now, if we calculate the total number of moments we remembered Krishna, since the year we heard of Krishna's name first, we can obviously see that we were Krishna conscious, not even for a moment. So what is the point in saying that I am 25 years in Krishna consciousness, or 30 years, or 5 years, or 10 years? Right? We are actually cheating ourselves when we assume this way. Actually, Srila Prabhupada has translated the words Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha. Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha. That is in English into as Krishna consciousness. In 9945, Prabhupada says, our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore called Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha, the association of persons who are simply satisfied in thoughts of Krishna. So being absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna is neither expensive nor troublesome. So Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji namaskuru. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me. Even 9.34, the same thing Krishna says. So 9.34 is again repeating in 18 points. So how important it is, twice. So anyone can always think of Krishna without difficulties or obstacles. This is called Krishna Bhavanamrita. So one who is absorbed in Krishna Bhavanamrita has no material benefits to ask from Krishna. Instead, such a person, he prays to Krishna for the benediction of being able to spread his glories all over the world. See, such a simple formula Srila Prabhupada has given to us, right? In Krishna consciousness movement, we do not have anything else other than relishing the nectarian pastimes of Krishna with other devotees. No other job. Instead of this, what we've based all our time very frivolously to so many other activities. Even while we are engaged in Krishna activities also, no? We complain that we have no time for Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and chanting. This is what is gradually reducing the purity and potency of the preaching capacity within the movement. If we do not understand the reality now, then soon we will not have any satsang. We will not have any satsang at all. And all the satsangs will be converted into social gathering. That's become a very sad situation, right? The only point we are coming to satsang is to glorify Krishna and purify ourselves. Only these two things. So they should pray to Krishna, Guru, and everybody, to reveal to us such transcendental purpose of Prabhupada and keep guiding us, in every walk of life to be Krishna conscious through relishing all these wonderful transcendental pastimes. See, in Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter, we find that Arjuna becomes very morose, after the departure of Krishna to Goloka. But after reaching Hastinapura, Arjuna begins to recollect the various instances in which Krishna has been protecting them right from their childhood. So Suta Goswami says in Bhagavatam 1:15-30, because of the Lord's pastimes and activities, and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the personality of Godhead. But actually, this was not the case. And again, he became Lord of his senses. See, the words in this verse is Gitam Bhagavata. It refers to Bhagavad Gita or the instructions spoken by Krishna to Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. See, Arjuna became eternal associate of Krishna, always remembers the Lord and his instructions. But for the sake of teaching fallen souls like us, he shows us through this pastime how remembrance of Krishna, it illuminates our life. And by forgetting Krishna and his instructions, what will happen? We'll be plunged in the darkness of ignorance. So when we forget Krishna and his instructions, each one of our senses, it will drag us in different directions. And we would simply be wasting our time in lamentations. See, we are bound by time and our actions. Kala karma. But Krishna is transcendent to both Kala and Karma. So Srila Prabhupada reveals in his purport in this verse that how remembrance of Krishna's pastimes helped Arjuna to revive his consciousness. Right? So Prabhupada says, this revival of Krishna consciousness is assured by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita 18.65, the verse which we are discussing. That is, one should think of the Lord always. The mind should not forget him. One should become a devotee of the Lord and offer obeisances unto him. One who lives in that fashion becomes undoubtedly endowed with the blessing of the Lord by achieving the shelter of his lotus feet. There is nothing to doubt about this eternal truth. Prabhupada says. So when we worship the transcendental Lord, always remembering him and engaging ourselves in devotional service, then we would also become free from the bindings of Kala and Karma. See, whatever we do, we should always introspect as to whether that would be pleasing to our Guru and Gauranga. So when we align ourselves to Krishna's vision, Krishna's wishes and his mission, then we become perfect in all our endeavors. That's what endeavors in this Damodara month. Krishna was not, Yashoda Mata was not able to bind Krishna, right? It was always shot by two fingers. So one of them was our endeavor. So this is very important. So we should align ourselves to Krishna's wishes and mission. Then we become perfect in all our endeavors. That's why in this purport of 1:15-30, Prabhupada says, one should therefore, very nice purport, please listen carefully. One should therefore adjust the activities of life in pace with the mission of the Lord. We should adjust our activities of life in pace with the mission of the Lord. And by doing this, one is sure to return back home, back to God. And this is the highest perfection of life. See, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityeja, Mamekam Sharanam Vaja. This material world means nobody wants to surrender. Everyone wants to become master. I am the monarch of all I serve. So everyone is planning how to become a master. So therefore, the struggle for existence exists, right? Nobody wants to become a servant. See, in the European history, Napoleon, he wanted to become the master of all Europe. Hitler wanted also, right? So similarly, there are so many leaders. They wanted to become masters. The whole European history is full of fighting, war. The basic idea is that everyone wanted to become master. So that is the material disease. Bali Maharaj, he also wanted to become master of the whole universe. So that is the material disease. Actually, master is only one, Krishna. There cannot be two masters. There is only one master, and that is Krishna. But in the material world, because we have forgotten the real master, every one of us are trying to become masters. And this is what is this now known as material disease. And not only in one life, life after life. Cats and dogs, they also want to become master. Prabhupada says, the dog, if he finds another dog coming, immediately begins to bark very loudly. Why you are coming here? So this mastership competition is going on life after life. Sometimes as human being, sometimes as animal, sometimes as fish, right? Sometimes as demigod, bird. So this is the whole material situation. And the difficulty is that we cannot become master. But on account of our false ambitions, that I shall become master, we are becoming servants of material nature. We have to serve. Actually, serving is the basic nature of the soul. We have to serve someone. If not Krishna, we will be serving all of us. See, we are acting in a certain way to become master, creating a situation or mentality, right? And at the time of death, when this body finishes, the mind is absorbed in that mastership idea. And that what happens, this takes to another body according to my ambition. The thinking of that at that moment. So it became again manifest in different bodies to exhibit my mastership. And another chapter begins. So point is, we do not know how these subtle laws of nature are working to give us opportunity to become master according to our ideas. False ideas. And we are actually suffering, right? And sometimes as human beings, sometimes animals, sometimes trees, dog, cats. So the mastership cannot be attained. This is not possible. In the false idea to become master, we are becoming slaves of the laws of material nature. And this is the real position, and that is suffering. So when one comes to this understanding that we are not master, we are servant. Bhavanam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante. 7.19 Bhagavad-gītā says. After many, many births, if by chance one gets the association of a servant of the Lord, then he understands that he is not the master. He is servant of Krishna. And then he surrenders. Right? Vasudeva sarvamiti samatmaha sudurlabha. So such great souls who has understood that I am the eternal servant of Krishna, he is a very, very great soul. So Mahatma Sudurlabha. Very, very rare to be found, but that is the fact. The sooner we learn that we cannot become master, that we are eternal servants of Krishna, let us surrender to Krishna and remain in our position as servant, then that is perfection of life. Therefore, one surrenders, one who surrenders, no, this is the beginning. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. So namaskuru, Krishna says namaskuru, means just offer your obeisances unto me. So in this absence, Krishna is everywhere, right? But Krishna sends his representative. So if we begin offer namaskuru to the representative, it goes to Krishna. And then gradually, by the grace of Krishna, one becomes Krishna conscious and becomes situated in his own original consciousness, Krishna conscious position. And that is the perfection of life. See, how you think I offer my obeisance, I pray to Krishna. How? See, can anybody tell what is the distance between the earth and the Goloka, spiritual world? People, I ask this question, people say this much, my yojanas, miles, so many things. Ultimately, actually, it is the hearing distance. The distance with the earth, where we are here, in up to the spiritual world, is just the hearing distance. Otherwise, how by Draupadi is calling the Lord, immediately comes. How we Gajendra calling the Lord, immediately comes. Just by hearing, that is the distance. So, by the grace of Krishna, if you go on going, gradually doing offering namaskuru and everything, Krishna will reciprocate. And we can become in our original constitutional position of Krishna consciousness. And we become servant of Krishna. We are not accepting this because of our ignorance and fully engrossed in material life. We don't understand the secret knowledge disclosed by Krishna. Still, we believe that we are controlling our family, we are controlling our children, and only we are responsible for our family maintenance and welfare. So, to understand and implement this, it is mandatory to follow the instructions strictly and seek the mercy of Guru, Sri Prabhupada, and Krishna. This is point we have to understand. So, very, very nice verse. So, we have to follow these four things, right? Just by following these four things and what the acharyas tell, that 4 points, instructions, if you follow them, automatically our life will be perfect and we can go back, come back to Godhead as Prabhupada himself says in this lifetime itself. In fact, in one of the letters to his disciple, he has told, to his disciples, he was telling, I promise you that I will take you, go back home, back to Godhead. He said, he has written that, I promise you. But you also should promise that you will chant 16 rounds, you will follow his principles, 4 regulative principles and all. His guarantee, that guarantee is given, Prabhupada also is giving. So this is very, very important. We have to understand. So we have to just follow those. And we can achieve this by this following the 4 instructions of all the acharyas. Attend Mangalarati, chant the holy names of Krishna, read Bhagavad-gītā, read Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to glorify the Lord and purify myself. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai Shri Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada.